Good evening, and welcome to Armageddon Live, Series 2, Episode 32, Structure of Daniel 8 through 12, Part 4, on this 24th of May, 2020. I'm your host, Daniel Decrypted. Yes, so once again, I didn't get everything completed that I wanted to get completed, but at least I got a little more stuff done. So I guess we'll just quickly flip through what I have, and that will be that. My face is a little red. I guess there's probably not enough light on my face. Anyway, off we go. So here's all the stuff that I showed you yesterday. So we can quickly flip through this stuff. So Little Horn attacking the south, King of the North attacking Egypt, waxing great to the host of heaven, magnifying above every god, cast down the stars and stamped upon them. Those of understanding fall by sword and by flame and by captivity and by spoil. The daily was taken away the daily. And then the sanctuary was cast down, or pollute the sanctuary. And of course you can stamp on the sanctuary after it's cast down. The place of the sanctuary, heaven is cast down, you can stamp on the sanctuary. And then finally, an host was given him. Arms shall stand on his part. So that's the end of that, and of course this is what I got done today. So you see in the center is while the outer part is just chiasm, right? So you got the red on the outside, and on the inside you got the purple. Well, here it follows. Well, I hope you can see that they're parallel. So you got transgression of desolation, and then you got transgression times 3 and desolation times 3, and between the banks and the deep sleep, and then you've got upon river and deep sleep. Anyway, I think you can see that easily enough there. This parallel structure as opposed to the chiastic structure on the outside. So actually all the gray stuff forms one layer in the chiasm. But in that one layer you have these parallel things. Yeah, so that's what I had gotten done today. And the layers, of course, in there are, you got the transgression of desolation, and you got transgression, sins, and iniquity, and desolation appearing 3 times. And then you've got between the banks of the Ulai, and I was in a deep sleep, and on the other side you've got, in chapter 11, you've got upon the waters of the river. But of course the thing is that if you're between the banks of the Ulai, that means you're standing on the water too. And then you get Daniel reacts in a similar way. He's in a deep sleep on his face towards the ground. And then you got the similar interpretations, Persia. And then you got it followed by Gracia and this mighty or first king. Him or his kingdom, him and his kingdom are broken, and they're split into 4. And then you've got the face, a king of fierce countenance or face, and then you got 3 face occurring 3 times, and finally the section that wasn't completed yesterday, verse 25b, heart and peace, which on chapter 11 is paralleled by peaceably, and then you've got courage, which actually is literally heart. And then hearts and heart. So heart occurs 3 times. Yeah, so that's that. But of course the important thing to see is to clearly see this structure. And what I'd started to work on is this outer, right, we'll go back to the one that puts more emphasis on the outer layer. So, right, we've got ram versus the goat on the glorious holy mountain. And I started to do the pictures for that so you could, the last thing I need to do is this. I gotta show you the chiastic structure. Chiastic structure in the middle section in Daniel's prayer. And then I need to give some sort of explanation for the ram and goat part. Of course, I could also show you the, well, that's probably what I'll show you tomorrow too. Start to show you the structure of how this, it's in the next section. In the gray section, we have the transgression of desolation, and then you have the transgression of desolation in chapter 9. I could show you that too. Start to show you that. Everything is linked together, but this structure forces that or strengthens that connection. Alright, the other thing I guess I could throw at you is what I was working on. Well, it's nothing really that special, but let's see. Yes, you don't see it, so we go and because of this. There you go. That's the beginning of it. I gotta put in the text. We got the ram, and the ram, of course, according to Daniel, is equal to Medo-Persia, Medo-Persian Empire. But then the ram, because we have this connection that symbol equals king or kingdom. So in this case, the ram can equal Medo-Persia, but it can also equal, just like the golden head equals Nebuchadnezzar, the ram can also equal Cyrus the Great, the greatest of the kings of the Medes and Persians, just like Nebuchadnezzar is the greatest of the Babylonian kings. But then when you make that connection, then of course you get Jesus pulled in, because Cyrus is the anointed one and the shepherd. And that's what I've started to put in here, the imagery for that. And then that. And we go on to show that through the Day of Atonement, we have a goat that equals Satan, or Azazel. And it's through that connection that you get the fight between the ram and the goat, where the ram is killed is the crucifixion. Where Satan, because you have that Satan in Isaiah, is it Isaiah? Yes. In Isaiah, right? How art thou fallen, Lucifer, son of the morning? Right? It talks about him wanting to sit on the mount of the congregation. If you're sitting on the mount of the congregation, and that's where God sits, then it means you want to basically destroy him so you can replace him. That's called what? Theocide. So, but when you look through, I believe it's Daniel. Yeah, I believe it was Daniel. Daniel 8, then you get the particular, since you've got this Godhead, right? The Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit. When you look at Daniel, the particular one Lucifer wants to get is actually Christ. So, And that's why you get the crucifixion. He directly attacks the Godhead by attacking Christ. Anyway, yeah, as I said, I got a little more work to do, so I guess we call it quits. At least you get to see the structure, a more complete structure now. So there's that. And then of course there is of course is that. So between those two you see the complete structure. You're just missing some of the chiastic structure that's in the middle of Daniel's prayer, which reinforces that it really is a chiastic structure that we have here, and that Daniel's prayer is really in the center. Because I believe that, it reinforces the fact that you're in Babylon, and it reinforces, well, as I said before, there's the other imagery I need to show you too, the connection between Daniel and John, and well, one of those things is both Daniel and John see Christ on the Sabbath. That's in Daniel 10 verses, and the equivalent in Revelation is Revelation 1. Let's just say I have a lot of work to do still to be able to show you all of that, because there's so much amazing stuff in Daniel and Revelation, but this is stuff the world needs to see, so I guess it's bedtime for me. Gotta get moving on things tomorrow. So yes, my shirt is a little fuzzy because it's green. The computer's trying to remove it. So anyway, I hope this piqued your interest once again. The more pictures reinforcing it in your thoughts, in your mind. And well, I hope I'll get more stuff done tomorrow, and there'll be more pictures to show you, even though we'll be running over the same sort of thing again. Anyway, God bless, and I hope to see you tomorrow night, and night. Good night.